Good morning, good day, good night. Welcome to a series of vlogs made by yours truly, Masked Pangu, as I talk about my day-to-day life and all the ongoings that go around it. Welcome to days that go by, days that feel the same as any other. Welcome to the cycle of insanity. Good day, my fellow ladies and gents, and welcome to another vlog of my cycle of insanity. We're now on the fourth one. However, due to, issues that happened this previous week, I don't have any footage, so do forgive the ramblings that is going to be this vlog. I did explain I was going to talk more of these male vlogs, talking more in detail of these days. However, talking about them is going to be quite difficult to do about. After all, there is a reason why this is called the cycle of insanity. I will be repeating this exact same monotonous spew over and over and over again. However, that's to be expected. That was the precaution that came with this vlogs, with these series of vlogs. So, I guess without further ado, we'll jump right into this week. Let's see. What can I explain that's happened this week that other weeks don't have the same liberty? I guess I could recap this day, which is generally the most average. I'll explain Monday actually. The day the first video uploads. Yes. So on that day, I believe I finished posting it the night before. However, since it was really late, I could not use my laptop to finish some editing things, so that's just a SIM card. So for a while, it does have a bit of just no thumbnail at all. However, that is going to be fixed. Hopefully one day. Now I think I should probably do that. So yes. There was that. That was the first issue Monday. Other issue of Monday was just a bunch of other work to do. So there's that. Then I simply just on Monday I woke up same time as always. Woke up around 5. Couldn't do much. Had no energy. My body could barely even move. So I just lay there in my bed, just completely lifeless, if anything. So yeah. I mostly just laid there, motionless, unable to do much for hours until around 6:39, which is the time my alarm goes off, in which then I start talking about, that's not right. I start dressing for school. So I get my uniform dressed, it takes around 5 minutes. I then just ready myself, around 5 minutes, and then I have just a nice cup of milk. And after that, I head to school. That's around, I believe that's around 6:40. And then I spend the next 30 minutes driving. My brother takes me, so yeah. My brother takes me driving. We spend 30 minutes on the road driving to school, and yeah, that's it. And then by the time I got there, if I remember correctly, yes, on Monday I spent that morning literally just watching some anime because the school Wi-Fi is so bad that I can't even use my data because I can't even connect to anything. It's just bad. So I just watched some anime while I was there. I watched Mashal episode 2. It's pretty nice. It's the entrance exam for the main character, as he just forces magic to his will by punching it. Very, very thoughtless way of doing it, but yeah, that was the morning. Then there was my classes. There was gym. There was one interesting in the gym. since there was a pacer test. Who could forget the classic test known as the pacer, in which we all just did the pacer test, which was literally just for those who don't know, just a stamina-based test, endurance test to test out how far you can actually run, and just like running back and forth through a gym court. So we did that. I had to do it twice because my entire grade level decided, hey, as a funny joke, let's do it. Let's just run 10 and then just completely stop. And so we did that, and when we did that, the gym teacher just screamed in like agony, like someone just ran over her dog, and she was like screaming, "What are you doing?" And it was like, she was just screaming, "What are we doing?" and just making a huge fuss about it. I mean, yeah, a good majority of us felt bad from it, but I can't lie, it was enjoyable to see her agony. Just to see the distraught just on her face and just in her voice as she just screamed what we were doing, like we just committed some type of major crime towards her. So yeah, and then we just did the pacer test. I just went, if I remember correctly, 21 laps, mostly because then I started heavily tasting blood in my mouth, and I believe my right lung was starting to get filled a bit, so... Oh, and also my body's freezing, but I mean, that was normal. Yeah, so there was that. It was starting to get really painful for my lungs, especially for my right lung, so I decided to call it quits, because biggest pet peeve of mine, unnecessary things. What's unnecessary? Pain. I do not care about pain. If the pain has no reason, then I do not like it. So yeah, I just stopped there. And let's see, after that, I take Chinese. Surprisingly, I can somewhat speak and somewhat understand Chinese. What y'all say and all that, but yeah, we just did a bit of learning Chinese, learning a bit more about clothes and shopping and all that. However, that's going to be really hard because, fun fact, I have an awful memory. In fact, I don't even remember if I mentioned this before. My memory is so bad, it's a miracle I can even pass things. However, I just do everything through patterns. However, I just keep those patterns memorized or else they get forgotten. Yeah. And after that, it was the good old free period I had, the third. Yeah, there was the third period. That was completely fun, actually. We just played Yu-Gi-Oh! In that class. Helped all my friends get into the online dueling simulator, Master Duel. I hope, for his sake, he stays with the low levels for a bit until we can actually get his actual deck. So hopefully that's fine. Yeah. We played again, of course, and I lost again. It's really hard to go against 2v1s again. So yeah, after that, we enjoyed that. We eventually got our fourth friend who got in there, because he usually just goes in there during his lunch period, which is the last lunch. So then he joined in, and then everyone but my friend who was getting into his name is let's just say his name is Augie. Yeah, let's just use Augie. Augie won completely. There was no hope we had against him because we all drew badly, except for him. Then again, his deck only needs one card to not go bad. So yeah, there was that. That was completely funny. Then after that, it was the period in which the whole reason I'm starting this, the English class. Who could forget the good old English? Our teacher was completely, what I say, pissed. Yeah, she's completely pissed at people just not uploading their stuff, and just thinking like, hey, maybe she should just write a 5-page essay, which honestly, in my opinion, it's not that bad. Like, I literally almost wrote an entire 6-page essay about something I got really angry about, so if it's something I can get something really into it, oh, you bet I could just write a 5-page essay really easily. That's something I get, like, really get into. Like this one time we wrote about an essay about what's more important, someone who cares more about fashion or someone who cares more about personality. Oh my gosh, I got angry for like 45 minutes and just quickly wrote like almost 1,000 letters. I think I stopped at 600 letters in that essay. It wasn't even 45 minutes, it was like 20 minutes actually. 20 minutes I quickly wrote because I just got so angry and the ideas keep on coming and coming over again. But some parts did regurgitate the same part. However, that is perfectly fine because either way, it still hammers down the main point of how I absolutely hate just people with no goddamn personality, and especially if they just live by goddamn memes and treat internet culture as their entire personality. That is one thing that I do slightly get pissed off at. I really prefer people just people and not just references or just regurgitating catchphrases. It's better if they just have an actual thought, to be actual people and just communicate like that. Like, yeah, it'd be fun to talk about a series, but it's also nice to add in your own opinion, add in your own personality, your own twist to it. That's what makes things enjoyable, in my opinion. But yeah. So yeah, that was like, what was I even talking about again? Oh yeah, my schedule. So yeah, there was that class. Um, we we started basically a project doing 2 days. I have all the visuals done. I have all the planning and visuals done. I know what to write in all of them. All that requires is acquire text evidence and correlating information to help. I don't know, to make a small little lesson about a story. I chose Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. Personally, I just like the story compared to others. Like true, what's it called? That one Sherlock story about a king who ends up killing his friend and or killing his uncle or something like that, and ends up killing his uncle who's the king, and he becomes the king, but then he's haunted by his actions. I could have done that, especially since we did have to act out a bit of a part of it, in which I was the only one, maybe in probably like the entire grade level, if not at least my class, who acted out the solo part, which focused on the inner monologue of the main character as he decides whether he is really right in the place for killing. I actually really like that. Not gonna lie, it was just one of my favorite parts actually. Especially, it was weird because I was able to memorize it, but yeah, that was completely nice. But yeah, I just in that class I actually just spent the time doing the work, just fully getting visuals, and the following period I continued it because that class is also a complete joke in which we don't even learn anything in that class. So all it is just do some lessons because that's math for some reason. We just do follow lessons. I won't even remember them because my memory is absolutely dog water. So then I'm just forced to just do other work because I will get work done in that class for the semester. Yeah. And then I got home. My parents got me a sandwich from their workplace. That was my dinner. It was a pretty good sandwich, nice and very meat heavy sandwich. And also a juice from their work. So, no, pretty good dinner. Pretty big sandwich, not gonna lie. Pretty big and thick and juicy sandwich. So yeah, there was that. And after that, I just did some homework. And now I'm on the walk. And that basically recaps the Monday. There really isn't much going on there. Tuesday. Ooh, Tuesday. Nothing happened. So I'll just explain about Tuesday. So same morning schedule. Wake up, dress up, get some milk, leave at around 6:50. get school. What did I even do? Yeah, I think I just played like a bit of Master Duel, I think. There was that. Wait until class starts. There was my first class, which is economics. What did I do? Oh yeah, the start of a project and talking about things. Yeah, it was fine. I was mostly just tuning out of it because of Monday. I just spent a very long time on to some homework that I was doing the next day. But what can I say? I actually work a lot better with less sleep. Very unhealthy, but it's very, very productive. So yeah, after that, then there was Spanish. We just focused on talking about doing some work. She got angry because a bunch of people didn't do their homework. For some reason, it's annoying how my school is somewhat, for some reason, called prestigious by outside people, but it's all just filled of idiots who don't even do their work. So, but then again, I'm also an idiot. So what can I really say? I'm just the kettle calling the teapot black. Yeah, it's bad. Yeah, and then it was band. We were starting for the spring concert for the school and families and audiences. I just love band. It's very nice. It's one of the few classes I heavily pay attention in. Cause it's just fun to play and just be with an actual good community of classmates that don't feel like pieces of garbage and filth. And after that, there was lunch, talked to some friends. Got one friend who's just seems really self-destructive. Well, no, not self-destructive, more ambitious with no real way to achieve that goal. But we'll see how it goes. Then after that, there was leadership. We just took some notes. Really boring. And after that, there was what was it called? Another empty class I have. I just spent the entire class finishing up some projects and some work. And then that was that. I had to go to tutoring because every Tuesdays and Thursdays I got some tutorings. So we practiced for the AP test. And then I got home, finished the homework, went on a walk, went to sleep. Went to sleep at like around 12. I have a really awful sleep schedule. And yeah, well, that's about it. That's recapping this week. Thank you for tuning in and see you all. Actually, I just realized during this week I'm going to have to just small final notes. I'm going to be thinking of more ideas for the vlogs, specifically in outro, because that is a thing I really need, because it feels really weird not having one. Definitely putting, now that I have enough videos, end card basically, just nice outro, small music, and just some small music and just use that instead. It's going to be hopefully a lot more enjoyable this coming week. With a bunch more content to enjoy, more music, more visuals, more everything. So with that, I bid you an adieu, and see you all next time. See you all next time. See you all next week, actually. See ya.